A lot of San Antonio drivers greeted by those showers right there in their morning commutes as the storms clear out. Are we in for a beautiful rest of the day? Justin Hor's got the answer to that question coming up.
And skies will be clear this weekend, but the roads won't be. You're going to see a lot of traffic in some parts of San Antonio. What areas will be the busiest?
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
San Antonio police say it appears that a man went on an attack against his own family. His wife and 2 children all suffered stab wounds inside their East Side apartment overnight.
As Katrina Weber reports, the man also ended up in the hospital after being stabbed and shot.
There is no time to waste for people in pain. A 31-year-old woman and her 2 children all stabbed in an attack in their own home in the 500 block of Burleson. Outside in the parking lot, police also found a man bleeding, both from stab wounds and from being shot.
All people stabbed were transported to a hospital. From what we know right now, what we believe to happen is that the male is the suspect.
Police say the 33-year-old suspect is the woman's husband and the father of the children, a 4-year-old girl and 5-year-old boy. They say the boy was left in critical condition. Officers found all of them after answering a call at the Olive Park Apartments around 3 this morning.
Still a lot of details are coming through, so we don't know exactly what took place that led up to this incident.
Although police are calling this a case of family violence, it appears that this is affecting many other families here. A lot of them have children, and some of them told us that this has them worried. The search for evidence also affected more than one home. Police spent time going through the family's apartment and the one next door, but they would not say why they focused on the neighbor's home. In fact, police left a lot of questions unanswered, saying their investigation was just beginning. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
A house fire near Clark High School took the lives of 5 cats and a dog late last night. It happened around 9:30 near I-10 and De Zavala on San Antonio's northwest side. When firefighters got there, the flames were already shooting through the roof. They had it knocked down within about 3 minutes, but it flared back up. SAFD says the home is a total loss. There were no injuries, but 1 cat out of the 6 and a dog were able to make it out alive. Arson investigators say it appears to be accidental, but they are still investigating.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, was attacked at their home in San Francisco early Friday morning. That's according to the Democratic Speaker's office, which said Mr. Pelosi is expected to make a full recovery. And this noon, CNN is reporting just before the attack, the intruder was shouting, "Where is Nancy?" Police say a man was arrested in connection with the incident. Nancy Pelosi was not in San Francisco at the time. Political leaders on both sides of the aisle are now condemning the attack, including Vice President Kamala Harris and Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell.
Outside with live cam, little sunshine here and there, breaking through those clouds after we had that good amount of rain this morning. Little light show, little noise, and a lot of rain.
It came through right between 7 and 9 a.m. this morning. It was some good rain in spots. We're going to look at those rainfall totals coming up. It was great to see the rain. Did interrupt the morning commute a little bit. Those showers and storms are quickly moving off to the east now, making your way towards the Houston area down I-10 and have essentially moved out of our viewing area. So we are getting the all clear at this point. Skies are starting to clear, and we are getting more sun starting to show up. There's like the satellite picture, and already some breaks here around Bexar County. Perfectly sunny skies as you get west of Hondo, Rock Springs. It's sunny there. Kerrville, you still got some clouds, and those east of San Antonio still looking at mostly cloudy skies. That does change, though, later today. We'll get the clearing skies, and temperatures will try to warm up some, although it is still fairly cool out there. 66 at the airport, 69 Pleasanton. Out in the sun, 70 Carrizo Springs, 67 right now in Uvalde, and 71 in Kennedy. A little closer look here at Bexar County. Mainly mid-60s to upper 60s with the sun beginning to show up. KSAT 12-hour forecast. You know, the big story today, now that the storms are gone, will be the gusty winds. Expect breezy winds, gusts up to 30 miles per hour throughout the afternoon. We make it up to around 72 or so, and then this evening we may see a few more clouds try to work in, but those winds still in that 15 to 25 mile per hour range. So if you're heading out to Friday night football, know it is going to be windy this evening, and that goes right on into tonight and on your Saturday too. We look at the weekend forecast. We've got another chance of rain coming up, and again, those rainfall totals headed your way here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Justin. This weekend, downtown San Antonio is going to be a very busy place. 5 major events are taking place. Superstar Elton John will be playing tomorrow night at the Alamodome. Meanwhile, across Interstate 37, Muertos Fest will be taking place at Hemisphere. Also around downtown on Saturday evening, the Spiritlandia Music Fest will be at La Villita. The Big Texas Comic-Con will be at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. And the Tasting Texas Wine and Food Festival will be at Travis Park. If you plan on attending any of these events and you want to park downtown, here's a look at the city-owned garages in the area. And there's the Houston Street Garage, the Convention Center Garage, Martinez Lot, South Alamo Lot, Cesar Chavez Lot, the Houston Nolan Lot, and the City Tower Garage. City officials are encouraging people to walk, bike, or ride share if at all possible. VIA is also offering its park and ride services. That includes a route that takes passengers from the Crossroads location to the Alamodome.
The 10th annual Dia de los Muertos at Hemisphere is benefiting a West Side nonprofit that has been providing resources to the community since the 60s. Today, we take a look at how the organization is changing lives and who they will be honoring this weekend.
It's wonderful to see neighbors down there celebrating the wonderful altars reflecting great people of inner city.
Patty Radel, the co-director of Inner City Development, says this year's Muertos Fest is extra special.
It'd be the second time we've participated in the procession, but this time it's special to us because we are recognizing the founder of Inner City who died this past February. His name is Ralph Ruiz.
For many years, the organization has provided resources to the West Side community and helped people experiencing homelessness.
What we do together is to provide emergency services for families in need. It may be food or clothing or some advice and counseling. We also have a lot of recreation for children. We have a wonderful summer program. We have a very active basketball league in the spring.
The nonprofit opened in 1968, and since then, hundreds of volunteers have participated. This year, they're honoring about 20 of them.
One person many people know is Gabe Rivera. He was one of the Pittsburgh Steelers, but to us, he was a wonderful volunteer. The children just loved him.
A percentage of the money raised at this year's event will go to inner city development so they can continue their mission. Radel says they are grateful and looks forward to this event.
It's a very big event to lift the culture of our community. And that is what our focus is.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Senior Sack, one heck of a football player, one heck of a guy. And speaking of sports, tonight, one of the busiest nights on the sports calendar. Spurs back home. San Antonio FC opens their playoff run at the Astros start the World Series. And there's high school football. Andrew Seeley's got it all for you coming up in sports.
And while there is optimism among some experts about the strength of the U.S. economy right now, a lot of people may still feel their finances are tight and it could take another hit next week. Even though recent figures show the economy may be bouncing back, economists warn in terms of a possible recession, the nation is far from being in the clear.
ABC's Im Nguyen reports that the new numbers come as the president faces criticism over his handling of the economy.
The U.S. economy resilient despite recession fears and rising prices. A government report finds U.S.'s gross domestic product bouncing back, expanding at an annual rate of 2.6% after 2 quarters of decline. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on CNN.
I don't see signs of a recession in this economy at this point.
While pointing to historically low unemployment and high consumer spending for reasons of economic restoration, Yellen acknowledged the pain brought on by stubbornly high inflation.
Inflation is very high. It's unacceptably high, and Americans feel that every day.
The healthier economy, welcome news for President Biden amid low approval ratings just 11 days out until Election Day and the economy top of mind for voters.
And although it may not feel like it for everyone, people's incomes went up last quarter more than inflation went up.
The president touting lower inflation rates from this summer and falling gas prices, down about 8 cents from a week ago, according to AAA. But as the Federal Reserve continues hiking rates to fight inflation, experts say the economy still faces powerful headwinds in 2023.
I think a recession in 2023 or going forward is quite likely. And that is because the labor market, the Fed likely needs to see the labor market cool down significantly.
But the rising rates are squeezing other sectors like housing, where mortgage rates have topped 7% to its highest level in 2 decades.
Even if you exclude rents, core inflation is still very high.
The Fed is set to raise rates again next week by 0.75 percentage point. And economists say if the economy were to fall into a recession this next year, it's likely to be short and mild. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Outside with live cam, 66 degrees.
Ooh,
that's nice.
That's chill, isn't it?
I love it.
Even
You love it too.
It's great, even when the sun's out.
Yeah. It's going to be a nice afternoon. We just got to worry about the wind a little bit, but other than that, it is nice. And I think the week is shaping up to be pretty nice, too. Plus, Halloween looks good. So a lot of good news in the forecast. The aquifer is up 0.8 of a foot. We love seeing that. 633.3 in your pollen count. It's just molds today. They're low at 280. We'll take a look at the forecast. We'll show you where these storms are headed and when our next chance of rain arrives. Coming up.
It's always nice when that storm comes rolling through and it clears out everything. I mean, it's still a little windy, but man, to have the cool temperatures
and that wind is not going anywhere, though. It's going to stick around.
Yeah, we're going to get some gusty winds for a couple of days. I mean, today and tomorrow, and then Sunday the wind dies down some. The rain was great. I know the timing wasn't ideal, but look, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. These numbers are not huge, but it was widespread. Bernie was one of the big numbers, 0.89. Floresville, 1.41. Great number there. Pleasanton, about ½ an inch. Kennedy, 3/4 of an inch. Same for Gonzales. The airport officially, 0.37. It was one of the lower numbers, though. Fair Oaks Ranch, 1.24. That was one of the bigger numbers I saw. Seguin, 0.7 of an inch. I know New Braunfels has really been needing the rain, close to ½ an inch there. So most everyone at least got something out of this. And we do have another opportunity headed our way early next week. Hopefully we can add to these numbers and move in the right direction. There is that system, that line of storms now moving towards Houston. On the backside of it, we've got windy conditions, some pretty heavy rain up around Dallas. So if you're traveling up I-35, know that it's basically wet roads all the way up to DFW and even north of that. This system is really spun up here. Right there, there's the spin, and then you see the clouds kind of rolling around on the backside of it. So we're going to be right on the edge of some of this cloud cover. The clouds are going to be a little tricky today as far as who gets clouds and who doesn't. But I think out west, you're going to see a lot of sun. Here in San Antonio, we should see mostly sunny skies, at least for a time. But some of these clouds may try to shift south back into our area tonight and into tomorrow. As we go outside for you, there's the blue sky. We've got 66 degrees, northwesterly winds at 14. Just feels better out there when it feels like these fronts kind of clear everything out. Dew point is at 57. And there's a look at the wind gusts. Del Rio now gusting to 40 miles per hour, gusting to 33 in Carrizo Springs. And one of the concerns I have out west, these are areas that did not see any rain with this last system. You get gusty winds, dry conditions, fire threat is there. We have to watch for that, grass fires this afternoon. A little closer look here at San Antonio. Gusts are not as strong as they are out west. Seeing some gusts close to 20 in Rio Medina, gusting to 21 at Stinson. And let's look at the wind gust forecast. I do think winds pick up some as we head into the afternoon. So gusts pretty consistent around 25 miles per hour here in town. You'll find some higher numbers in the hill country. But that goes even into tonight and early tomorrow. I mentioned Friday Night Football. It's going to be somewhat blustery. You know, temperatures will be in the 60s, but when you get that north wind, it just feels a little bit cooler. So be aware of that. Anything you're doing outdoors tonight, the winds will be there and it will feel kind of chilly. KSAT 12-hour forecast, 70 at 3 o'clock. We're at 72 by 4 p.m. We'll start to look for some of those clouds perhaps moving back in this evening. 68 degrees at 7, 66 at 8 p.m. and partly cloudy tonight. Temperatures falling down into the 50s. Let's look at the futurecast here. So this system moves away. There's some of those clouds I was talking about even into tomorrow morning. And then I think by tomorrow afternoon, we're probably looking at mostly sunny skies. That system moves away. We get a few more clouds on Sunday. How about Halloween? Looks good, but we've got a system just out to our west, some rain developing in Mexico. I think trick-or-treating time around 7 o'clock, looks okay. But by Tuesday, this next system moves in, and the models are indicating perhaps some more showers and storms during the day on Tuesday. That would keep temperatures down, and with clouds around and hopefully some decent rain numbers, that'll be our next chance. 72 Saturday, 78 Sunday, mostly sunny, 77 on Halloween. We'll get some added cloud cover. 71 on Tuesday, 30% chance of rain right now, but if models keep looking the way they're looking, we should be able to raise those rain chances some. 79 Wednesday, and then we're back into the 80s by Thursday.
Thanks, Justin.
I think they ought to move the Spurs game outside, just see how they handle the wind.
They're the only ones not dealing with the elements tonight. I mean, even the Astros can open the dome. So, I mean, there's so much happening today. And we'll start with the Spurs because they are coming back home after dropping a game in Minnesota that snapped a 3-game winning streak. They're playing well so far. When we come back, we'll hear about the team, about what they might have as an identity this season. Plus, San Antonio FC puts it all on the line tonight in the Western Conference semifinals. Got that, too, next.
I'm happy with these guys, how they compete, how they talk, how they play together. They're solution based. When people make mistakes, they don't point fingers. So, I mean, to be so young, I think they're very mature.
The young Spurs are even impressing the veterans on the team in Big Board sports. Instead of returning home with back-to-back wins over one of the better teams in the NBA, our Spurs came back down to earth a bit with a 134-122 loss to the Timberwolves on Wednesday. The silver lining is that this team has shown that they will not stop fighting. Jeremy Sohan continues to impress with his second straight game in double figures. The rookie is emblematic of a team trying to find its way through the early stages of the season. Hey, Trey Jones, what do you think the team's identity is?
Our defense. Our defense is going to lead to everything else. It's going to make our offense much easier when we can get stops and get out in transition. We're very young, so we're going to have to play pretty fast, play with a lot of intensity, be able to push the pace on offense. So I think, just starting off with our defense and having that get us going will be huge for us.
All right, here is tonight's matchup. The Spurs face the Bulls at 7:30 p.m. We'll have highlights tonight on the Night Beat. San Antonio FC's record-breaking season all boils down to one game tonight in the Western Conference semifinal against Oakland Roots SC. SAFC enjoyed a bye week while Oakland stunned San Diego Loyal on the road last weekend. The Alamo City club knows that the only thing that matters now is finishing the fight they began back in March.
I think we've had a really good regular season, but that's in the past now. It doesn't really matter. So now we need to finish what we started, which was our goal of winning playoffs. And so now we're going to have to, live up to what we've been talking about all year and finish the fight and hopefully win the whole thing.
San Antonio takes on Oakland tonight at 7:30 at Toyota Field. The Houston Astros are sending out Justin Verlander to start on the mound tonight in Game 1 of the 2022 World Series. As a result, the 39-year-old will become the second pitcher to start a World Series game in 3 different decades, joining Roger Clemens for that honor. Verlander has previously started in 2006 and 2012 for the Detroit Tigers, and then in 2017 and 2019 for the Astros. But strangely enough, Verlander has never won a World Series game. He's lost all 6 of his starts with an ERA of 5.68. And he's hoping to change that mark tonight.
I think Dusty and I both would like to check off, my first World Series win, his first World Series championship. I think, that'd be a wonderful thing for us to have on our career list. I think it's not my goal, though. My goal is not to go out there and win a baseball game. There's been games in the World Series that I don't deserve a win. There's been games that I thought I pitched well enough that we could get a win. It just didn't work out. It just, at this point in the season, personal goals like that just don't matter.
That's right. The end goal is winning the whole thing. It all starts tonight at 7:03 with the first pitch in Houston at Minute Maid Park. Then Game 2 is next day, Monday, Tuesday in Philadelphia. The way the Astros are playing, those could be all 4 games played in this series.
That'd be good. There's going to be a lot of phones getting worn out tonight because if you're at the Spurs game, you're going to be checking on the soccer and the baseball, maybe some high school football. So man,
keep your big game coverage app handy. We got a lot to do.
Ooh, more on that in next half hour, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Andrew.
You like candy? Well, I'm gonna eat you.
Spooky decor coming to life. How a homeowner engineered this interactive display.
And a new twist on a treatment for nightmares. How certain sounds can help.
Are your kids ready to go trick-or-treating? You're probably getting their costumes ready for tonight, but Halloween also coming up today on the news at 5. We'll tell you why you might want to think twice about what kind of face paint you choose to use.
KSAT 12 presents another Day of the Dead story, Building the Ofrenda.
Building an ofrenda is an important Day of the Dead tradition. These altars have many pieces and parts, and they each have a specific purpose. Bring more life and love to your ofrenda. Involve more family and friends. Ask the children to create art or papel picados. The adults can prepare the offerings like the departed's favorite dishes. Then come together to build and share stories. Remember, this isn't a time for tears, it's a time for celebration. So make a playlist of your lost loved ones' favorites and fill the room with music. The night of October 31st is the perfect family night. Spirits are just beginning their journey back to us. Speaking of journey, let's add Don't Stop Believing. She really loved that one.
Outside with Live Cam, I don't know if you heard it or not. Maybe the people at home didn't quite catch it, but I heard Justin say one of the weirdest things I've heard him say in months.
Here we go.
You want to know what that was? He said, take a blanket to the high school football game or the soccer match. I went, what?
I forgot I said that, but you're right.
You did.
Yeah,
a blanket.
It depends on what your threshold is for.
I'll take a blanket.
Cold, but it's not that it's going to be extremely cold. It's just that we've got that wind, that north wind, and it always, makes it feel a little chillier out there. I want to show you guys a picture on our KSAT Connect. This is from Sharon, and she says it best. Honestly, it was a nice rain. We needed it, as little as it was. The numbers weren't huge, and it looks like Sharon picked up, about half an inch is what I'm seeing there on her rain gauge, and that was down in Atascosa. So that was the average. I'd say about a quarter of an inch up to a half an inch here around San Antonio was pretty average. A few places got lucky and got up to about an inch. So as we go outside for you and look at the weather headlines, clouds are beginning to clear out. It's turning into a really, really nice day, minus those gusty winds, and that will be a headline. Skies clear for some of us. Now, not everyone's going to get perfectly clear skies. Clouds will probably hold on in the hill country. Windy, gusty winds today and tomorrow for your Saturday, and our next chance of rain returns on Tuesday, so that's what we have to look forward to. In the meantime, 67 degrees, northwesterly winds at 14, dew point is at 57 and falling. And as we look at the KSAT 12-hour forecast, we should be close to 70, 72 by this afternoon, so it does warm up some with those clouds clearing out, but expect clouds to kind of build back in a little bit tonight. Temperatures in the 60s, and that's what I'm talking about. 63 degrees at a football game. Not horrible, but you got a gusty north wind. May make it feel a little bit cooler out there. A little more like fall. 59 at 11 o'clock, 58 by midnight. We'll talk more about the weekend forecast, which is pretty nice, and the Halloween forecast too here in just a few minutes.
A couple of short-range missiles spotted in the skies above North Korea. That's according to the South Korean government, which says the North fired those weapons toward the sea. This is North Korea's first ballistic weapons test in 2 weeks. Today's launches came after the U.S. military warned the North against using nuclear weapons. South Korea's military says it detected the 2 launches from the North's eastern coastal region. The back-to-back launches came on the final day of South Korea's annual 12-day field exercises. North Korea views it as an invasion rehearsal.
The world's largest active volcano sending signals that it may erupt. That's according to officials on Hawaii's Big Island. Scientists say an eruption wouldn't happen soon, but they are on alert because of a recent spike in earthquakes at the volcano's summit. Experts say it would just take a few hours for lava to reach homes closest to vents at the volcano. It last erupted in 1984. People living in a 14-story oceanfront building in Miami Beach had to leave their homes because engineers say the Port Royale building is unsafe. Engineers discovered that a main concrete beam supporting the 15-year-old building has shifted, and a crack in the beam has grown even bigger. The building is on the same avenue where a condominium collapsed and killed nearly 100 people last year.
We turn to big news in the tech world. Elon Musk now officially owns Twitter.
One of the world's richest men closed his blockbuster deal overnight to take the reins of the social media giant. ABC's Rena Roy reports Musk is already firing top executives.
Today, a tweet from the new owner of Twitter, Elon Musk, saying the bird is freed. His first decision as the man in charge, immediately firing several top executives, according to an ABC News source.
Sort of a black box, what will happen in the future, simply because he has so many plans and now he is going to cut so much staff. So it's very unclear what will actually happen.
CEO Parag Agrawal and CFO Ned Siegel ousted after Musk closed the deal originally valued at $44 billion.
I think it was very clear that Elon wanted to shake up the leadership of Twitter. He singled out some of the executives that he fired on Thursday in the past and said, that he had problems with specific decisions that they had made.
Decisions like banning former President Trump from the platform after inciting violence during the January 6th insurrection. Musk signed a deal to acquire Twitter back in April. He tried to back out, and the company sued him to force the acquisition. In a statement tweeted to advertisers, Musk says the reason he acquired Twitter is to have a common digital town square, but saying Twitter obviously cannot become a free-for-all hellscape where anything can be said with no consequences.
It's a little worrying in the sense that when you tear it down to build it back up again, you have to have some sort of a North Star or vision to take people along with, to say, this is the reason why I'm doing that. And we haven't quite seen that, other than some hand-waving at free speech.
It's unclear exactly what's next for Twitter. We do know that it will no longer be a publicly traded company with no shareholders to answer to. Musk can run the company how he wants, but has offered no concrete plans on how he'll do that. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
It's official. NFL star Tom Brady and his wife, Gisele Bündchen, are filing for divorce after 13 years of marriage. The two have been living separately and both hired divorce attorneys after months of tension, reportedly over Brady's decision to return to the NFL after initially retiring last winter. In an interview with Elle magazine published last month, Bündchen said she had concerns about her husband returning to the field. Then in a recent conversation on his podcast, 45-year-old Brady talked about some of the personal costs of playing in the NFL for 2 decades.
Week 10 of the high school football season is here, and district titles are on the line. One is on the line in Somerset. Andrew Seeley previews the biggest game of the night, coming up later in sports.
It's spooky season, but not everyone is a fan of scares, especially while they sleep. Now there could be a new treatment for nightmares. A study finds it holds promise. A new treatment for nightmares may have a lot of potential. That's according to a new study.
Right now, people with nightmare disorders are treated using imagery rehearsal therapy. It teaches people to reimagine their nightmares with positive endings. It doesn't work for everyone, but a new twist on that therapy adds sound, and it appears to have yielded improved results. It involves sounds the sufferer associates with more positive outcome. The sound is played as the person is in REM sleep, the stage in which dreams take place. What do you get when you combine a Halloween-themed monster and a door? The Monst door?
As CNN's Jeannie Mose reports, instead of dressing up himself or even his kids, a guy in Iowa dressed up his door.
C is for cookie.
It's as if the Cookie Monster took up residence in the front door.
You like candy? Well, I'm gonna eat you.
This is an Iowa family's contribution to Halloween.
So I thought I'd just dress up the house.
It took Greg Dietzenbach 10 days and about $200 to make what he calls the Monster.
It looked like a Pixar movie come to life.
What are you doing? That's my candy.
First, he made a mini prototype. Then he made a door, arms out of broomsticks, video eyes looped on an old TV, and a mouth out of styrofoam covered in purple fur everywhere.
In the end, it pretty much looked like I killed a Muppet.
Every Halloween, Greg, the creative director at a creative design agency, does something unique for Halloween, like when he made this Zoom meeting costume for his kids at the height of the pandemic. On Halloween, he'll be the man behind the door, flapping the arms.
Hey!
And using his foot to move a line attached to his shoe that moves the mouth. In a way, Greg is a little like the Wizard of Oz. The one thing Greg's monster door can't do is open. To get inside, Greg usually crawls through a window. But when it comes to those vocals...
That's my candy!
Greg's more of a whiz than the wizard.
I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
Hey, that's my candy!
Greg is the Wizard of Iowa. Jeannie Mose, CNN.
Happy Halloween!
New York.
That's amazing.
That's a good voice.
Happy Halloween!
He won that Halloween costume
Yeah, he did.
contest.
I don't know why, but it reminds me of Pee Wee Herman. Is it the chair? Anyway. And that is an awesome idea, though. The kids are going to love that. And as we get closer to Halloween, it looks like we're going to see some pretty good weather. So everything's cooperating there. 66 so far today is the high. The low this morning, well, it shows 66. I think we were a little bit cooler than that during the storms. The averages are 78 and 56. Records are 90 and 35, set back in 1931 and 1957. We do have some more energy headed our way by middle part of next week. We'll look at that forecast for you coming up.
So we know Halloween's going to be good. Now we got to do is make it through tonight. It's going to be very interesting in football games tonight to watch these kickers try to figure out the wind and the angle. And they got to kick, and the soccer guys out there trying to figure out the wind and the angle if they got to kick.
It's true. It does have a big impact, though.
Yeah.
You feel bad for the punters, too.
Yeah.
You don't want to get a lot of height on that punt because if you're kicking into the wind anyway, it'll come back at you. But anyway, yeah, keep in mind the wind is going to be gusty tonight. That'll factor into some of the football plays, but it may also factor into your plans this evening. There's so much going on across the city this weekend, and I'll tell you that the wind is going to be a problem today, tonight, and tomorrow. We're talking gusts around 30 miles per hour. So plan accordingly. And it will be a little chilly tonight, too, behind the storm system that has moved through. We've got a lot of rain out ahead of it. Nice line of showers and storms that moved through earlier this morning. We tracked that between 7 and 9 o'clock. And there were some good thunderstorms. We didn't have severe weather, though, and that's the good news. It was just rain. Not enough rain, but rain nonetheless. And on the backside of it, those tight pressure gradients, and that gives you the windy conditions. Let's look at the winds. Gusting to 40 right now in Del Rio. Gusting to 24 in Pleasanton, 24 in Hondo. So it's kind of this corridor here across our western counties where the winds are at their strongest. But I think even here around San Antonio, some gusts around 30 miles per hour are a good bet. You get gusts like that, and Del Rio didn't see a lot of rain this morning. There is a fire concern, too, that will watch this afternoon with some dry conditions out west. A little closer look here at San Antonio, and we are not reporting any gusts at this hour at the airport, but we are gusting to 21 at Stinson, gusting to 24 at Pleasanton and Hondo, and gusting to 23 in Uvalde. Let's go outside for you, and what a sight that is. Blue skies now. It is turning into a pretty nice day. We're sitting at 67 now with the dew point of 57. That number is going to fall off. Northwesterly winds at 14. And as we look at the satellite picture, we can see where the clouds are. And yes, the clouds have broken up here around San Antonio. Still thick, though, as you go north. So if you're watching from Bernie, it's still cloudy there. Kerrville, you're right on the edge. Fredericksburg, cloudy. You got mostly cloudy skies east of San Antonio. You go west of town, though, full sun. Uvalde, sunny. Carrizo Springs, sunny. Same for Del Rio and Eagle Pass. And these clouds will present kind of a difficult forecast tonight and tomorrow morning. We'll see how close some of these what we call wraparound clouds on the backside of this low pressure, how close they come to San Antonio. We could see them from time to time before we completely clear out Saturday afternoon. 60 in Kerrville, 61 Rock Springs, 68 in Uvalde, and around San Antonio, 66 Helotes. Underneath those clouds, 63 Bernie Stage and 60 right now in Comfort. Forecast for today, we make it up to around 72 or so. You'll see some mid to upper 70s, Seguin, Forestville, down to Pleasanton. And then by 8 p.m., when folks are out and about, temperatures in the 60s, 50s for the hill country, but 66 here in San Antonio with those breezy to gusty winds. And then by tomorrow morning, we're down to 52 for a low. And we warm up into the 70s again tomorrow, so 72 on your Saturday. As we look at the futurecast here, There are some of those clouds I was speaking of. So tomorrow morning, a few clouds here and there on the backside of that low pressure, but then they probably clear out by the afternoon. And then as that system moves away, we'll start to get some high clouds on Sunday. No big deal. Still a pretty nice day. And then another storm system starts to dig south, and this brings us some rain chances on Tuesday. Probably holds off until Tuesday. So if you're curious about Halloween, I think rain stays out of the forecast. But Tuesday could be somewhat of a wet day. We've put in 30% chance of rain. If the models continue to look the way they look, we may get to up those rain chances. The extended forecast. We're going to go 72 again tomorrow, 78 Sunday, mostly sunny, 77 on Halloween and mostly cloudy. And then our chance of rain Tuesday warms up after that, close to 80 by Wednesday and Thursday.
So if you're heading to Muertos Fest at night, bring a jacket just in case.
Yeah, especially tomorrow night. Temperatures will probably dip into the 50s once the sun goes down.
All right, thanks, Justin.
And be prepared tonight for football or soccer. And speaking of football, it's week 10 and it finally feels like football.
Yeah, I was going to say everything's on the line right now. And credit to Justin Horn for bringing up the punters because they're going to be under fire tonight in some of these windy conditions. When we come back, we'll talk about our game of the week where the punters might actually not be playing as much because Bernie and Somerset are really good offensively. We'll hear from both teams ahead of the game of the week. Plus, our road trip starts off in Poteet. We'll hear from the Aggies before they look for a bounce back win. Got that too next. The big game and our big game coverage tonight features two of the best sub-5A teams in our area. Undefeated Bernie at 7-1 Somerset. The Greyhounds have looked every bit like an undefeated team, winning their last 4 games by a combined margin of 183-21. Now their high-flying offense faces one of the toughest tests of the season, taking on a one-loss Somerset team that relies on a strong ground game and solid defense. And the Bulldogs just put up 70 points in a win over Memorial last Friday night.
Ever since district has started, we've really gotten that chemistry together, and coming off that win against Fredericksburg was a real test, and I feel really good about my team right now.
I think it's pretty big for us. You know, we've been having a really good season, been working real hard. I think it'll help us for good. I think we'll come in with a lot of energy, and we've been looking forward to playing these guys, so we'll be ready for sure.
Kickoff at Bulldog Stadium is set for 7 p.m. and our Greg Simmons will be there live starting at 5. Week 10's big game coverage road trip will kick off in Poteet tonight where the hometown Aggies are looking to bounce back. Last week they fell to Jourdanton on the road 46-0, the only time they've been shut out this season. It's their only loss in District 14 3A Division I, and they're currently in a 3-way tie with Cotulla and Hondo in the standings. With 2 games left in the season, the Aggies know there's no room for error, especially against 0-3 Crystal City tonight.
We're going to take every team like every team's even. We're going to play everybody the same no matter who it is. From every game we've played, we've gotten a lot better, and we have become more mature and a lot better team.
We're going to go in just like every other game, expect the best, and just go dominate our game plan.
Kickoff at Aggie Stadium is set for 7 p.m. and I'll be out there live at 6 for our newscast. Week 10 led off with a bang last night at Rutledge Stadium in a 13-5A Division II clash between Kerrville-Tivy and Veterans Memorial. After the Patriots took a 31-28 lead with a little over a minute left in regulation, Logan Edmonds returned the ensuing kickoff 87 yards to the house, and that proved to be the game winner in Tivy's crazy 35-31 comeback victory. The Antlers now take over second place in those district standings. The Brandeis girls water polo team will be a part of history tomorrow when they hit the water at Josh Davis Natatorium. The Broncos will be the first team from our area to compete in the UIL state tournament. They are undefeated at 20-0 this season. How do they prepare for teams from Houston and Dallas that they haven't faced yet?
I think that we just need to go in thinking and knowing that we have to play our best game, the best to our abilities, and really just giving it our all no matter what.
Broncos will face Clute Brazoswood in the semifinals tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Bernie Champion will represent us in the boys state tournament later that afternoon. The Chargers were also dominant this year, posting a 15-0 mark. They'll face Richmond Foster in the semis, and they like their chances.
I think we could win that game. I've played with some of their players. They're good, but if we play well, like we always have been, I think we can take that. And then the last game, we just got to go in at full speed and just play hard. It's going to be a hard team, hard game.
Champion State semifinal matches tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. If they win that, the championship will be held at 6 p.m. that same night. They've played doubleheaders this year, but playing doubleheaders against state-level competition is a different matter. We'll see if they can get it done.
If you cannot find an athletic event to attend tonight or tomorrow, then you just ain't looking.
Yeah, seriously, it's everywhere.
All over the place.
We want to wish them good luck.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andrew.
And speaking of good luck, let's see what they're wearing today.
Hey!
Oh.
Yes. Tacos! Everybody loves tacos, so hey, why not, right? That's right.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, and of course, October is wrapping up, so we've got Carino Cortez joining us to talk about Conchas for a Cure.
Yes, I'm excited to tell y'all about a way to dress up your conchas and support a great cause.
Okay, and boy, if you love conchas, and then the way she's got us making these things.
Wait till you see. Wait till you see what's in that.
Different one every day, just about. All right, Muertos Fest is coming up this weekend.
Yes, and we of course are giving you a preview as well as showing you some fabulous Sugar Skull makeup.
All the events going on there, family fun event both Saturday, tomorrow, as well as on Sunday.
And our fabulous SA Live interns, Lily and Sarah, are joining us today. You guys, what have you got?
Yes. We rounded up 5 fun finds, including how you can be a part of the show, the Rocky Horror Show.
Ooh,
plus we have a fun TikTok trend that we're going to try out on mic.
Wait and see. Cannot wait for that. Okay, also,
I missed the meeting again this morning.
you know, Halloween is on Monday, so we want you to show us your costumes. You've got pictures of costumes past or costumes present.
Yep.
Let us know. We'd love to see those.
Should I show this one? This is
Yes.
my son dressed up as Brad Pitt from Fight Club. Yeah.
So good! So Jack looks amazing! Look at that!
Once again, gets his brains and his good looks from his mother. So.
All that and more when SA Live continues.
Yes, I agree, Ted.
Right now on KSAT.com, the historic Magnolia Hotel in Seguin, which is rumored to be haunted, is opening its doors for a free open house this weekend.
On Saturday, guests can visit the 182-year-old hotel, and you'll be able to meet the owners who started rehabilitating the building back in 2013. No reservations or tickets are required to attend the open house.
Take a look at what makes this a spooky spot in the Things to Do section of KSAT.com.
Justin loves these kind of places.
Gotta be brave.
Justin wants to go to a haunted house next year with me, so let's see what happens.
I'm all in.
Yeah, maybe we'll take Sears too.
There you go.
No.
Oh, come on.
David, come on.
68 degrees right now. We'll be up around 72 this afternoon, 72 tomorrow, but windy and cool Sunday morning, 49, upper 70s Sunday. We add some clouds Monday for Halloween, and then a 30% chance of rain on Tuesday.
All right, nothing like dressing up like a taco. SA Live starts. This will get your weekend going. SA Live starts right
now.
Today on SA Live, immerse yourself in a gaming experience that's completely reimagined. We're going to tell you about the only place in the San Antonio area you can do this.
There is so much happening at the end of October. We share 5 fun finds for fall events and trends.
And Muertos Fest begins tomorrow. We learn about the event and chat with a Katrina face painter.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
Well, what do you know? What is that? That's not just a T-Rex, it's an
IT Rex.
With the glasses. Yes. That is Steve and Michael, our fabulous IT guys from KSAT.
You run and go, my computer doesn't work. They're down here in a second. If you need your computers fixed back at the station, they're down here hanging out with us. So, yeah, so anyway.
Yes, so happy Friday, everybody. It is the Friday before Halloween. Good afternoon. I'm Fiona Gorostiza.
And I'm Mike Osterhage. I was just going to say if I eat too much salt, I'd be a puffy taco. Get it?
Yeah.
I just thought of that one too.
More dad jokes for the rest of the hour. Don't worry, it's not his only one. Once again, we wanted to give a big thank you to Lydia with Belle of Balloons for decorating our SA Live set. Incredible.
And this has been, everybody is just gushing about the beautiful, beautiful balloons around here. Also, our dear friend, Rhonda Clark over there at Spirit Halloween for hooking us up with all of these awesome costumes we have had every day.
Thank you, Rhonda.
You're getting as bad as me.
It's a Friday before Halloween, okay? Well, October, of course, is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and as it wraps up, our first guest is sharing your last opportunity to support a local breast cancer nonprofit.
And our dear friend Carino Cortez is here to talk about Conchas for a Cure.
Yes,
so good to
thank
see
you for having me. I think Fiona's got a lot of jokes today.
He does too. Yeah, they might need to reel us in.
You need some entertainment, over
I
there
know.
at the restaurant. Just
I was
going to
say, for once, I don't have to bring the tacos, so I brought dessert.
Yes! All right, so why pink conchas?
Pink represents breast cancer awareness, and so for the whole month of October, our Conchas for the Cure campaign consists of
proceeds going to Wings SA. So it is a local nonprofit that helps women who get diagnosed with breast cancer and helps walk them through the process, because it takes a whole army, a whole support system, not to mention financial needs, to get women where they need to get healthy again. So we're donating to that cause, and we're excited to do so.
And this is obviously, you know, the end of the month is coming up Monday, so it's the big push at a couple of the restaurants, and you've got some great ways to serve these conchas, right?
Yes, definitely. So you can purchase your pink conchas. Proceeds go to Wings SA through the weekend, Mi Tierra, Mi Familia, and we can dress up these conchas. So we'll serve them like this or buy them just like plain and serve them on the weekends to friends, family.
So here's a couple of dandy way to fix these. So
I know,
slice them.
I'm going to take this one. Yeah. First, you're going to slice them with a serrated knife. So serrated is really important, so you don't have to crush that pink topping, and don't use a lot of pressure.
I know, trying to go so slow here.
They are really, really delicate.
They're delicate, and there's just so many ways to, besides, you know, dipping them in hot chocolate, which is my favorite way. Now my daughter doesn't know any other way besides with the hot chocolate.
Is she watching right now? Because she's going to learn. So.
Yes, I know. And then you can also make some vanilla pudding, or you can get some whipped cream and just pipe it inside. And it's like a concha dessert ice cream sandwich. You can make an ice cream in the middle. You can make it pretty. It's just also an easy way if you're entertaining and you want like a showstopper dessert.
Oh wow! Look at
I know.
what she's doing.
Make it fancy. And then I'm going to put some sprinkles from. We've got our breast cancer awareness sprinkles.
How did y'all? Strawberries getting away there. How did y'all get involved with Wings and breast cancer?
So we're over 700 team members strong between all of our restaurants, our corporate office, and breast cancer is one of those diseases that's just touched numerous different team members or their families in a very significant way. And so we wanted to be able to give back to a cause. You know, Wings is local. It's for our local community. It helps a lot of people who don't have insurance or don't have a full support system or just don't know where to go. There's so many doctor's appointments. So that's really why we wanted to get involved and make a significant impact.
And folks there have also maybe gone through the process. And
and be that
just be
support.
someone to talk to or ask advice from.
Exactly.
All right.
Definitely.
Halloween, you know, we say once you hit the 1st of October, the end of the year is just flying by. So what y'all got going on there at the restaurants?
Okay, so we've got so much going on. It's all a blur. We're already talking tamales, and so we will be having those after Thanksgiving. We have pork tamales year round, but we really bring in those bean and cheese and jalapenos and the chicken and tomatillo sauce. The veggie ones are also really good, unsung hero. And then we also have Thanksgiving lunch and dinner at Mi Tierra. So you can get the turkey and mole, or you can get a classic Thanksgiving meal. And so we've got some family favorites, so you don't have to cook if you don't want to.
And what a great place. I mean, if you have guests from out of town, maybe.
Yeah.
Great excuse not to cook for them.
Right.
We're going to take you to one of the best places in town, and the historic Market Square.
Exactly.
And the La Familia Cortez restaurant. And you've got a book too, right?
Yeah, so my book, I think I told you all about it last year, Camila La Mágica Makes Tamales, so 'tis the season, is now being turned into a play, a children's play by Palo Alto College. And so it debuts this weekend. It runs through November 12th. You can see their website for more details, but it really supports this nonprofit that they have called Educate South. And so knowing that early intervention for education for young children is really important, those young preschool years, they really raise money to get that into the South Side.
Love that. Yeah. Thank you, Carino. For more information on Conchas for the Cure, just head to lafamiliacortez.com.
All right. We are tacos today, of course, but you can count on us wearing just about anything, as we have all week long. And of course, throughout the years, I'm sure you've had some great Halloween costumes. So we want to see Halloween costumes from maybe, well, this year or
this year, past or present. Yes. Okay. Oh well, yeah. So here's me and Sloan, and there's Sloan.
Did you what'd you do? Throw up in the air there?
No. I just told her to just kind of sit on the broom and make it look like you're flying, and she did. It took a little bit. She kept sitting on the ground. I was like, too much.
Not only is she beautiful like her mama, but she's a big ham like her mama too. So
yeah, she
likes to be on camera.
She gets that from both of us.
I've always liked to do more of the ghoulish look. That's my boys from a few years ago when I did the zombie makeup on them. And a little trick, you can buy all that liquid latex and make little pockets out of them and take some
That's you,
spaghetti.
right?
That's me that I did a few years ago. with these latex masks and all that stuff, and I made those fake teeth out of actually fingernail acrylic.
It's like before your shower in the morning.
Well, that too. Cook spaghetti in red food coloring, and that's what I put on the boys to make it look like all gruesome and stuff like that.
Look at that.
Liquid blood and all. I just love that kind of stuff.
Ah, you missed your calling.
And then there's cute and yeah.
So be sure to share those Halloween costume pictures from past and present at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter. And we'd love to see them a little later in the show.
All right, well, from spooky costumes to some really good scary drinks.
Planning for your Halloween this weekend, we have a few fun cocktail recipes from the pros at Assemble Cocktail Workshop, sure to shock and impress your guests.
Hi, I'm Lillian Oler, owner of Assemble Cocktail Workshop. Today we're going to get festive and make 3 Halloween cocktails. First up, we're going to make a Dark Side Mule. This is going to be a play on a bourbon buck. So it's going to have bourbon in it, a little bit of activated charcoal with ginger syrup, and some fresh lime juice. First up, we're going to do a small spoonful of activated charcoal. This is going to give that depth and dark color. Then I have our honey ginger syrup. I'm just going to mix in a little bit just to get that dark color. All right, let's build the cocktail. So we're going to put some nugget ice down in this cocktail glass. And this charcoal is really fun. It's actually kind of a medicinal thing. It's known to absorb toxins in your body, so I guess it's perfect to throw into a cocktail. All right, so first up, the bourbon will go straight on in over that chipped ice. Then we'll measure out about 3/4 of an ounce of this fiery ginger syrup with the charcoal and some good quality ginger beer. Couple dashes of aromatic bitters. People are always asking about bitters. It's really just a spice cabinet to your bar. So you use it in the same way that you would use salt and pepper for food, use bitters for your cocktails. Give that a nice little stir. And we'll add some freshly candied ginger, maybe a little sprig bouquet of mint. When you're using mint, you want to kind of wake it up a little bit, get some of those aromas. Get some of those aromas flowing, get those oils released. Garnish is so important, especially when you're doing a Halloween cocktail, because this is going to taste just like a regular bourbon buck or Kentucky mule, however you want to say it. But the garnish really elevates it and takes it to that next level. The final garnish on this is going to be freshly grated nutmeg. All right, and there you have a Dark Side Mule. All right, now we're gonna make a Midori Sour. It's gonna be this bright green color with Japanese melon liqueur. It's gonna be 2 full ounces of the Midori. All right, and then some egg white. This is pasteurized egg white from a carton, about 3/4 of an ounce, and 1 ounce of lime juice. There's not going to be any added sugar to this because the melon liqueur, the Midori, already has quite a bit of sugar in it. So then we're just going to go ahead and pour it over ice and give it a really nice shake. So then we want to achieve this really nice foam inside. And we're going to double strain this in, make sure that no ice shards get in. So here's that Midori Sour. So for this last cocktail, we're going to be using a blood orange cordial made by Lieber & Co. It's a company out of Austin, and they just do great syrups. So this is a versatile one. You can use gin or bourbon. This time we're using gin. It's going to be 2 ounces straight on in the shaker tin, 3/4 of an ounce of this blood orange cordial, 3/4 of an ounce of lemon, 3 dashes of peach bitters, and a couple drops of aromatic bitters. And with that, we're just gonna do a dash of cinnamon. We're gonna give this a good shake, and then we're gonna strain it into our double rocks glass. And if you have it, you'll wanna use a big ice cube. A little freshly grated nutmeg. It's one of my favorite garnishes. And this is the party trick here. This is the Flavor Blaster Mini. Then a little bit of expressed orange peel. You want to go actually peel side down, right over the top. That'll get those orange oils on there. And I have one that I trimmed up, and I'll just go ahead and put it as a flag on the side. And I just love making cocktails and connecting with people in the community. I just want to break down barriers about cocktail making. It should never be a pretentious thing. Anybody can do it.
All right. They host parties, workshops, date nights, and you can even hire them to showcase their skills at your next event.
For more information, just head over to SALive.com and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, or just scan that QR code on your screen.
All right, when SA Live continues with ARP and La Vida de los Muertos at Plaza Guadalupe on the west side. It's free for all ages. Details are right ahead.
And it's virtual reality reimagined. I step inside an immersive experience where it feels like I'm inside a video game, and it's the only one you can go to here in the San Antonio area.